Hey, what's up, guys? We are going to look at a Saratoga Piper. I'm really excited, an airplane purchase right now. I'm going to go take my son Jonathan and my wife Erica, and we're out of here. Right now we're in Florida. We looked at an SR-22. I took it in the sky about 2 weeks ago. It wasn't the plane for me. It was a nice plane, but it just wasn't for me. This plane would do a couple things for me. One, it is much bigger. You know, it's a 6-seater, so I can fit 4 in the back and I could have 2 in the front. So if my wife's pregnant right now, we could have 2 babies in the back, her in the front. We got 2 dogs that would work perfectly. Or a better use for my business would be, you know, me doing mastermind events. So for example, if people fly out to Florida and they want to look at real estate deals with me, and then we go to the Bahamas for a day, you know, they could come in on like a Friday night. Saturday we get in the plane, fly around Florida, look at deals. Then Saturday night, fly into the Bahamas, spend all day Sunday at the Bahamas, and then head back Sunday night. Sounds incredible. Honestly, it sounds like a dream come true. And this plane is in my price range, so we're gonna go look at it. We're gonna see, you know, what my wife thinks about it, how the baby reacts to it, and you know, what the salesman has to say about it. There is a newer version of this airplane in Ohio, so if this is nice with the prices and is flexible, I'd rather spend the extra $50,000 and get the newer version, because it's like 9 or 10 years newer. The avionics are nicer. It's just an overall nicer plane from the images that I've seen online. So yeah, if that does happen, then I will likely try to get my flight instructor to fly out to Ohio and fly the plane back with me. We can get like 8 hours in the sky towards my licensing on the way back, which would be awesome. Because right now I'm about 10 hours, 11, maybe 12 hours into my licensing. I still have a little ways to go to actually get that license. So, you know, one step at a time. On today's journey, we are going to go look at this Saratoga. You know, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for smashing that like button for me. It helps this channel so much. And yeah, let's start the day. That's probably $2 million though. Yep. Yeah, probably 2 million minimum. But that's like just purely, I guess. What if we were to fly to, say, Cancun, which is about 550 miles? Yeah. Would we, if we went, would say, we have, say, 400 pounds of actual people probably, yeah, plus maybe another 100 pounds of dogs, so 500 pounds. Plus luggage. Plus luggage, and maybe another 200 pounds. So maybe we're like around 750, 800 pounds.
So you got 1,070 useful on this airplane, right? So you're going to deduct that weight from your 1,070, and then the rest comes in fuel.
Right. Oh, all right. So then we'd be able to put 300 pounds of fuel in. So
you're about 300 pounds. Now you have 51 gallons per side.
Okay.
Right. So you have about 102 gallons.
Yeah.
That's 600 gallons at maximum capacity. Right.
Right.
So this airplane burns at cruise. You'll probably be burning between 14 to 17 gallons an hour. Okay. Depending. 14 to 17 gallons an hour. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So from here to Cancun, you're doing 165, 160. Cancun is what? 540.
Yeah. Go to Keys.
Key West.
Yep. Fly to Key West.
Key West, you go direct Cancun.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. So then that would be like what? Probably is around 400 miles.
Exactly.
And then so that would be, we'd be able to easily complete that journey.
Exactly. Right. So with that in mind, then that's what I would do, right?
Yeah.
I have over 8,000 hours flying. You know, I used to fly commercial. So, you know, that's what I would do. Instead of going direct from Palm over there with that many people and that much weight.
Yeah.
So this is a better plane for people with emotions like you.
Oh yeah, this is a stable airplane, pretty stable.
Well,
you know.
I flew, we flew out of Santa Monica Airport about 6 months ago. And we just did like a test flight before we decided to get or me go down that journey to get my pilot's license.
Okay, sure.
And we went out on a Mooney, and she hated it.
The Mooney is a little rocket.
Yeah.
The Mooney's a little fat. Now, which Mooney was it though?
I don't recall.
Was it a J model, a little shorter type?
Yeah, it was a.
Like homing?
But we also were whale watching, so we were.
Oh.
But I think that might have triggered it. But
yeah.
But she didn't like just, I think, the overall size and like how she felt everything.
So this has more utility than the Mooney.
Okay.
Right. And especially if you're in the J model, right? The J model is a little bit more compact, a little bit harder to get into.
Yeah.
You know.
Can I sit in it?
Huh?
Can I sit
Oh,
in it?
absolutely, absolutely. It's a little bit harder to get into, you know. So yeah, a little bit. So the ovations and all that stuff are a little bit faster than this airplane,
Yeah.
right? They're Porsches, you know. This is more like a Porsche Panamera,
Yeah.
not a 911, right? It's more comfortable, a little bit slower,
Right.
but it's a great airplane. It's very forgiving with the pilot as well. Very easy to handle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny you use that analogy because I always wanted to get a Porsche Panamera, and she's like, before we had him, she's like, okay, and then after that she's like, oh, we'll just get the Macan, and then ended up not even getting the Macan. She's like, oh, we ended up getting a Tesla instead.
I had a Panamera.
Yeah.
I loved it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I never used it. I only had 13,000 miles.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah. Airplane.
So the new baby will sit right next to baby Jonathan.
Uh-huh. It's a small window for you to see out of.
Stylish. Hey, Jonathan. 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 Hey.
Do these seats, so I was thinking in terms of someone adult sitting next to me, do these seats go back further because our legs do right on top of each other?
Yeah, these don't. They're fixed.
Okay.
Because back here you have your luggage,
Okay.
you know, so they won't slide back as much. What I suggest is if put one smaller adult in the front that doesn't have, you know, now if you have 4 6-foot guys with really long legs, you're gonna have to one leg here, one leg there. You know what I mean? Kind of stagger them.
Yeah. Yeah, that could. So, what I was thinking about doing, I do social media, and I was gonna have someone, like for example, we do like a real estate boot camp where I can have 4 guys in the back or four adults in the back,
Right.
And we could travel around Florida and look at real estate deals and stuff like that.
Sure.
But I wonder if this is gonna be an issue because she's only, you're how, 5'8"?
Yeah, 5'8".
Yeah, she's 5'8", so I don't know if the guys are going to just basically be
Sit in
like
front of
sitting
me.
on top of
Sit
each
in front
other.
of me.
Yeah, hold on, let me see. Oh, sorry, baby Jonathan. Hey, watch your feet.
Okay.
Yeah, that's how you would.
What do you think?
Yeah, not too bad. I mean, I don't know if they'd be happy about it.
Yeah.
So you'd only really be able to bring, 3 people?
Yeah, it's going to definitely feel tight.
3. 1, 2, 3. It wouldn't feel tight with 3 people, but if you...
Yeah, but you want to max it out. You want to like, you
It
know.
would feel tight. And they would have to know that.
Yeah.
So what I would do in the front of the airplane, I would put the bigger, taller guy or the biggest person.
Oh.
Yeah.
Rather than-
Right.
Is there a different plane that you would suggest that would be maybe just a little bit bigger inside?
Well, it changes a whole.
That would still
category,
be
and it
single
changes the
engine?
budget as well,
Yeah.
you know.
Do you have anything here that would be kind of like just that we could take a glance at?
On single engine, I really don't, you know. But I can definitely talk to you about some other options that are out there. But
Yeah.
Again, you go into a different category of aircraft.
Yeah.
Right, where they're more spacious. Maybe they don't come with a piston. Maybe they come turboprop.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The Cherokee 6 is an option. The newer ones, but it's the same style body.
The same interior?
Same interior almost.
All right, ready to get out of here?
The 6 is configured a little differently. Yeah.
Here, Jonathan?
Do you want to sit in the front since you'll be flying this?
Yeah, I'm going to... how do I get in the front? On the other side door, right? Oh, got it. Thanks. Yep.
Don't step here.
Yeah, I won't. Yeah. Hey. Hey, handsome. What do you think? No, don't let him do that. Baby, can you get him? Yeah. I don't want to step on people's things. Don't, yeah, you can complain. So you said the other deals fell apart because of financing?
Yeah. It's good about this airplane too. Aesthetically, it's good. It's got a really good paint job on it.
Yeah.
The paint shines. You know, it's a good looking airplane.
Yeah. I would paint it just for my business.
Okay.
Because I'd put my business name on it.
Okay.
What would that cost? Probably about 5,500 to 10 grand, depending on like what, a lot more or less.
If you paint this airplane, it's probably gonna cost no more. Probably cost you somewhere around 20 grand.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because they're gonna do a complete strip and paint.
Yeah.
You know.
And then it doesn't make any logical sense because you're going to get killed when you resell it.
Yeah.
So you're going to lose 50 doing the paint.
You're gonna, you know, I mean, if you, it's very easy. What a lot of people do for their business name and stuff, they'll just
Sticker or decal?
decal it with the business logo here.
Yeah.
You can do a nice. I know of a person that does a whole tail
Yeah.
decal with your business logo.
Yeah.
You know, there's some airplanes flying around like that.
And then, so what would you would just you put a whole decal that's completely white over this, and then the sticker on top of that?
Well, they will print out your design.
Yeah.
So they'll come and measure, and they measure out your tail and stuff, and then
Yeah.
give them your logo, you print, and then they print the whole thing, and then they'll cover the whole tail. Yeah.
But so this area here, would this be would that be covered up?
That would be covered.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would. Baby, did you hear that? How much would something like that cost, ballpark, you think?
The guy hasn't been here in a very long time, but I got a quote for him to do this one.
Yeah.
It's somewhere around $3 grand, but this is bigger, so yours is gonna be a little less.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so say like $2 grand, something like that. Babe, you hear that?
Yeah. These numbers is like your address, right? Or
No.
No.
That's the aircraft's identifying number.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
So when you're talking to tower or you're talking to approach
Yeah,
control,
you
whatever,
give like the last three.
they identify you by this. Yep.
What do you think, Jonathan?
I was liking the airplane.
Airplane.
He loves airplanes. Whenever he's in the sky, he's like, ah.
Airplane.
That's what it's an airplane.
Perfect. Do you have any questions, baby?
Well, it says it's over there.
So you said that they fall apart because of financing and they just don't have the money, or banks won't lend them the money?
The banks at the end didn't lend them the money.
What was the reasoning behind it?
They just didn't meet the bank's requirements. You know, I mean, it happens.
Yeah.
You know, but right now I'm not entertaining that anymore because I have so many people that are buying airplanes now.
Yeah.
That I'm actually asking for almost full funds in escrow.
When did
You know,
that
because
start?
it-
When did the price of airplanes start going up?
You know, it's like in Florida, for big businesses, right? Tax incentives are great, much better than California and New York now. With the new governor, DeSantis is doing a great job. So we've had a major influx of big business people come to Florida.
So the price of airplanes are more so expensive in Florida if you buy it somewhere else.
Well, all around there's an increase in private aircraft sales because of COVID. You know,
But why would that increase? People want to fly without having to.
They don't have to cover their face and
What it is?
traveling is
everybody, you
probably
know,
not as nice.
Well,
a lot of people.
COVID has done several things in aviation. It's actually widening up the general public's mindset as to what they can do to travel. Right? Before you pick up the phone or you go on the website and say, "Oh man, this airline, okay, they're going in, let's go." But now people are more reserved. What else can I do? What's my other
Watching.
options? And you're actually having groups get together, non-aviation folks buying airplanes and hiring a pilot to fly them around.
Yeah.
You know, they pay for the maintenance cost of the airplane, and that's it.
That's why we got a pilot license.
Yeah.
So a ferry tank, I heard that you could put those in a plane
Ferry
like this.
tank?
Yeah. Is that
Yeah,
what?
you're gonna ferry it, yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
'Cause I watched something on YouTube. A guy took a Cessna 172 around the world,
Oh sure.
and then, like,
Yeah, absolutely.
so if you put a ferry tank, would it simply double the amount of fuel that you have?
Yeah, and it'll also double your weight.
Yeah. So you basically can't bring anything.
Yeah.
It would basically be like
Your
us.
useful load, you'll lose your useful load.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah. So remember, you know, you buy airplanes according to what your mission is. There's an
Yeah.
airplane for every mission.
Yeah.
You know, if your mission is to be flying from here to Mexico every day, or doing long cross country to California from here, then the airplane's different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, he's 17 months old now.
Yeah.
And in 5 months, they're gonna want to like have him all covered up and.
Right.
And we have another baby on the way. It just seems miserable.
Awesome.
So we're gonna just. Yeah. So we were looking at this one. There was also another one in Ohio.
Okay.
The one in Ohio, it was the same model, but it was a 2006 version, and I think it had 300 hours less.
Right.
And
less?
300 hours less, yeah.
On the airframe?
On the actual airframe, yeah.
Yeah.
And then
what about the engine?
I can actually pull up this. I can pull up the paperwork for you because I would be curious as to your take on it.
Oh, it's very important.
Yeah, it's the whole nuts and bolts of the plane.
Engine times, last overhaul. So you can have an engine that has low time, but it's calendared out. And by calendared out, it means over 12 years, right? So engines have these reciprocal engines.
Jonathan?
Come to
Dada.
12 years, right?
Dada.
Because if the engine sits down around...
No, you don't pull on that.
You got corrosion in the engine, you got parts that go bad.
We just got back and talked it over with my wife. You know, had some nice tacos and just kind of reflected on it. The plane is beautiful. I love it. A couple of the downsides with this plane that I was not anticipating that are unfortunate is that what I was looking for is something a little bit bigger than the Cessna 172, you know, where I could have more people, you know, 4 people in the back plus luggage, and it'd be a more comfortable experience. The problem is the rear is very, very small. It's very confined. So you can't put 4 adults in the back seat. It's more suited for probably 2 adults where they're not sharing the legroom. So because of that, you know, does it actually make sense? We probably need a plane that had an even larger leg area. So, you know, people could actually sit down and enjoy themselves. They'd literally be sitting on top of each other. So with that, I ended up calling another dealer, but this one is, you know, he's out in Ohio. I just got the 40-minute phone call with him. And he was saying that my main issue with getting a Saratoga is going to be getting insurance because I only have, you know, now about 12 hours in. So since I have 12 hours, I'm not a licensed pilot. They generally want to see that I have a few hundred hours of logged airtime before they would give me, you know, decent insurance on that plane. His suggestion was that I went with a Cessna 182, logged a couple hundred hours there, and then got into a bigger plane, and then I could either sell that plane or just hold on to it. He says they hold their value, you know, quite well. I'm gonna do a lot more research on it. He gave me someone's phone number as well to get a quote on the insurance for that Saratoga. And, you know, the Saratoga was I think it was $289. So it's not that bad, $289. But, you know, I'm looking at the one that I called, that dealer in Ohio. He had a Saratoga that was $309, but the plane was, or $329, excuse me. But the plane was a 2005 or 2006. So it's a newer plane. You pay an extra 20 grand to get a plane that's almost, you know, a decade older or newer. So that made a lot more sense for me. But I'm going to get more information on this insurance. What will happen though if the insurance comes back as a no-go is that I'll probably end up going with like a Cessna 182, because ultimately if I can only put 2 adults in the back of a Saratoga and then 1 in the passenger seat, that's really a 4-seater plane, the same as a Cessna 182 or 172. So if that is the case, and I can save on both maintenance costs, the cost of the plane is about half, and I can log my hours quickly, hold on to the plane, and then just upscale to a nicer plane, and maybe a year and a half, once I log my couple hundred hours, then I might end up doing that. If you guys have any suggestions on a plane that you think would be a better suit for me, I'm a new pilot, I'm not licensed yet, I'm a new pilot in training, and I'm looking for something that is going to be comfortable, it's going to be low maintenance cost, it's going to maintain its value, it's going to run well, it's going to have a max range of maybe 900 to 1,000 miles, and you know, it's just going to be a reliable, sound plane that I can hold on to for many, many years. Drop that in the comments below. I would really appreciate it. And I'm going to learn a lot more. Every single day I'm learning and learning and learning. So in the course of the next 3 to 6 months, I'll have a whole new outlook on aviation, and I'll have a lot more knowledge that I'll be able to share. So during this whole period, hoping a lot of people can teach me a lot of information that I possibly don't know, and as I grow, so will we all. Thank you guys so much. Please smash that like button. Really does help the channel. And consider subscribing. Here is my second channel, or you can consider subscribing also to both channels. My main channel, This Is John Williams. All right, guys, thanks so much. I'll see you guys in the next video.